Good morning. Today is July 9th, and it's a hot, steamy morning outside. I did yesterday start some of my fall round of crops. I know, carrots in a tray, I don't know, we shall see. It's just that I'm able to pay attention to it and keep the soil moist so that it could germinate. They are outside right now, like the lettuce and the spinach and most of the brassicas and the cabbage, but I'm gonna have to bring them inside because it's very, very hot. Over here, the fig tree, two nice sized figs on there. And I had another zinnia germinate. So that's the Queen Lemon Red, I think. Queenie Lemon Red or whatever from Baker Creek. Up on the top deck, I need to cut back this pot. Actually, I just did the ones in the front. I forgot about these. I did fertilize them, and I don't see many aphids right now because we've had a lot of ladybugs recently. But although I love this plant from Baker Creek, it's not self-cleaning, so you see the rotten petals sitting there, and the plant yellows out a lot from the bottom up. But the blooms are gorgeous. I have more seeds, so I'll probably use them until they're done. But other than that, I probably wouldn't buy it again. The lime tree dropped whatever blossoms and fruit it was trying to set, except for one. So we shall see. The ground cherry absolutely took over this lemon pot. And we have lots of blooms coming on for the ground cherry. We've been having, well, we had a few days of heavy rain and then it just nothing. So I'm actually, after this video, I have to go water my pots. I thought elephant ears, well, they're a tropical plant, but they seem to be browning out in the sun. I feel like I need to give them some shade in the afternoon, which would mean I would have to put them up against that wall, but I don't want to. I want to be able to see them from the kitchen window. So I'll make better choices next year. Over here are my clearance plants. These are proven winners, not clearance. I ordered them in the mail. But you know what? I might as well have waited and bought them on clearance, because look at this little thing. I paid $20 for that, for each of those. And I could have gotten about the same for a full-size plant on clearance. So, I actually went and bought a full-size plant and put it in the front of the boho. And there's a boho in here. And the rest of these are the Incredible, which I need to put along the back border. Is it Bobo? Okay, yeah, this one with a different leaf, yeah, it's Bobo. So I feel like I had changed my mind on where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this on the side of the house where the daylilies are not doing much of anything at all. The plants that I started from winter, they're still struggling along. These are all bee bombs. There's only one Lychnis that looks good that still survived. The columbine, I put them over there underneath the shade of another plant because they were not doing well over here. They were kind of bleached out in the color, and they look 100% better since I put them in the shade. This is a volunteer hardy hibiscus that was about this tall, and I pulled it out of the rock wall in the front and I transplanted it, and it's been doing great, pushing out new growth since I did that, and I topped it off. I have quite a few volunteers actually. Over here, the green stalk is doing good. The strawberries are loving their life. The cucumbers are coming on. This one's funny shaped. Must have been one of the days when I forgot to water. I don't know. I finally put the onions in somewhere, so I put most of them in the green stalk. And I actually just dug out, I had a squash in here, and it was being shaded by the peas. It was in there, and so I put it here and transplanted it this morning and changed the support to the top layer because this cucumber is getting ready to run. During the week when I had a little time, I cut back all my rose bush and a few perennials. Ugh. The beetles, man, they're killing me. Okay, those 2 beetles are no more. All right. Oh, number 3. All right, so those 4 beetles are no more. Good Lord, man. My rose bush just can't be great. Anyway, they were much taller. I cut them back. And this morning, before making this video, I finally cleaned up my mess. I kind of just dropped it where it was. And these hydrangeas are coming back. Quite beautiful. Looking lovely. Looking lovely. Over here, this rose bush was coming back quite nicely, putting up new roots or new shoots. And yeah, it's not loving all the rain that we got. And the David Austin rose, that was coming back very nicely, did not love all the rain. And so all those leaves fell off. And I'm hoping it's still alive, but I'm not 100% sure. That one is doing okay. I cut back all the plants in this area, and just before starting this video, I did in fact fertilize everything because we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow, maybe today, and I just wanted to give them a chance to recover. And I cut these back so that the roses could get some light. This is a hardy hibiscus, and the leaf cutter, I killed one this morning, chewed the hell out of this dahlia. And the white stuff you see on the leaf is me spraying, trying to prevent damage. It didn't really work because this morning I woke up, I found him, or one of them, down in between there sleeping. I promptly squished him, of course. Put down some vinegar to kill my weeds here, and believe it or not, it was along this line that that hardy hibiscus was growing, and I pulled it out, and it's doing good. And I actually found another plant. I found a seedling for this here, Bluebeard Goldcrest, in the cracks of the actually it was over here. And I found a seedling of a Veronica down there, and you can see the grass is still there. It needs to die, but it won't die. Oh look, a pollinator. So these are one of the delphiniums I started from last year, and these are the larkspur that I started this year. This one purple. There's one in here that's blooming pink right there, and I fertilized the perennials in here this morning as well. The flare hydrangea is all budded up and ready to go and starting to open a little bit. Also sprayed this because the beetles were on here. I sprayed this and cut this rosebush back way back. It smothered out the front of that hydrangea and it looks so bare. I cut back all of these Royal Candle Speedwell Veronicas, and I did fertilize them this morning because I know it's supposed to rain. And when you brush back the mulch, or when I brushed back the mulch, there was so much new growth under there that couldn't come up because of the mulch. So I kind of moved the mulch back a little bit from the base of the plant. Like, here's an example. Like, it was fresh growth trying to come out but couldn't. And I need to fill that pump, and I need to, oh, look at the purple coneflower. So I thought this was Rudbeckia I moved here, but it was a coneflower. Because in fact, I moved it from where the coneflowers were. I mean, the Rudbeckia was, so I guess when I started my seedlings, I got them mixed up. And so this is the plant. This is the Bobo that I bought full size. It wasn't too much more expensive than the one I bought for $20. So it doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna wait for clearance and not do the online order for the teeny tiny plants. I cut back, had quite a bit of damage, but I cut this back this morning and fertilized it as well. A lot of new growth coming up down there, and hopefully with the rain and the fertilizer, it'll bounce back quick. Yeah, so all of these got some love this morning, some fertilizer. And this Pinky Winky is doing great. Got lots of buds coming. I deadheaded the petunias in this pot not too long ago. And the white stuff, once again, I sprayed to try and get some control of the foolishness that's been going on. And I opened up some airflow in here because the base of the plant, the dahlia leaves were browning, looking kind of deadish like that. Over here, my cute little hostas are blooming. So pretty. Look at the water drops on it. And this one is getting ready to bloom as well. And I have no idea the name of the varieties. I did when I bought them, but I didn't move forward and label them. This one's also budded up and blooming. This hydrangea needed some love, so I did fertilize it. It's like, it looks green on here, but it is so yellow in person. It looked like it's deficient. And then the spots on it too, that's another thing. I don't know what that is. I do have to look that up. I put down the deer and rabbit repellent, and somehow they still managed to come over here and eat my blossoms from my heuchera. My little lime, hopefully it's a little lime, is doing good. The hardy hydrangea that I put right here survived, and from the front I did move part of the hardy geranium and I put it here. I did move some of those plants in order to get the bobo over to the front there, so hopefully everything works out good. Under here they finally came to the party, and the one over here is finally up as well. I was looking for a shady spot for it, but I didn't think about the fact that I put a variegated plant next to a variegated plant. We'll see how that'll work out. It's gonna look like pure confusion. But after I cut that big shrub back, this more of a full sun scenario at this point. Oh my goodness, it's gonna bloom. It has buds. Oh wow. My Pinky Winky standard that I'm trying to create. Oh wow. It has buds. Wow. So this is one right here. This 1, 2. It's like and this one is a single. And this one is a single as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have some standard hydrangea trees, homegrown. And this shrub here, the forsythia, and the roses, more than anything, these wild roses that bloom so beautiful in the spring, took over so bad, and I had to cut back and still need to do some more cutting back. Yeah, there was a hydrangea here. I moved it, and it was not getting any sun. It looked so bad, but it's now down on the root water bank. And I also moved the one that was here down to the bank of the waterway in the back. And this is recovering from all the trauma I put it through. Oh gosh. And I did spray this as well because I started to see leaves in the holes in the leaves. Mind you, this is not my plant, it's my neighbor's plant, but I always take care of my neighbors. Oh, that's a bee. I almost thought I had to squish something, but that's a bee. And this hosta is in full glorious bloom. This needs to be cut back. Probably will do that when I'm done with this video. Like this year, these were such a disappointment. It was such a, they had so much aphids and not much blooming going on at all. They were just dry looking before they even started blooming. My red, I believe it is, sunflower is getting its life together, and some leaf cutter has been cutting on the leaves, and that just started this week. Prior to that, it was pristine. When I say this week, I mean 2 days ago. Well, on this is my oregano, which is looking a little speckled on the leaves. That's weird. And it's now merging with my thyme. This was probably a bad idea, but I need my herbs to live from year to year, so I put it in the ground here, in an area that I wouldn't necessarily miss as much, because when I put them in the pots, they don't necessarily come back for me every spring. The okra, this one is a little anemic looking, I don't know. And over here we got 2 more, well actually 3 more, because this one is doubled in there. This is a poblano. I did cut a poblano off of the one that's in the bed this yesterday, and this one has some more coming on and new flowers. This is a shishito, and in every pot I have a bean. From some of the lessons I learned last year, this is a beautiful, this one hasn't opened any flowers yet, but it's probably the Seychelles variety, Cosmo. This is probably a King of the North or Etsuda bell pepper, and this is a Sugar Rush peach. My beautiful hydrangea, the cone flowers. Oh, and there's my cucumber beetle. I've been squishing them as quickly as I can find them. And there's a regular beetle. Oh, and another. So annoying. I'm gonna cut this back too. I pulled out a few beets, and there's some more. This is the only time that came back from last year. Well, the other one came back a little bit. Cucumber. Aye. Cosmos. They love this spot. Everything in this spot gets so giant. And more cucumber. And all spring I've been doing videos saying, I see something I have to kill. Hold on. Okay, so that was a stink bug, and that would kill my cucumber plant or any other cucurbit plant that I have. Okay, so all spring I've been thinking that it was a cucumber plant that volunteered over here. In fact, there's a fruit, and it is not a cucumber plant. It's some kind of melon or hybrid of some sort. So I don't know what I threw over here or composted in place, but that is not a cucumber. And I think these potatoes, they did not flower, but I think they might be ready because they look quite dead. I'm gonna take them out the pot and put something else in, because why wait for something that won't come to fruition? More beetles, but also ladybugs and ants and more ants and whatever this is. It moves fast. Oh, I think it's coming for this aphid on this branch. Okay, girl, get to work. Do your thing. I'll leave you alone. Here's another one right there. Oh, I'm loving how my garden is flourishing. Here's another one. You're taking care of business. Yes. And I have to take care of business. I'm about to kill these 2 beetles. Give me a sec. Okay, see, this is the craziness. So there were 3 beetles in there and a leaf cutter. So I got the leaf cutter. Jeez, man. Look. Right there. There's another one right there. So they hide in the petals. Actually, I'm not even sure if that one's a leaf cutter. This one looks like a firefly type. The bug with the butt lights up. I don't know. But this one was definitely a cutter. Oh, stress on my life. Down here are the columbines. They've greened up a little bit because they were literally like that color and like pink and red because they got too much sun exposure. My volunteer calendula. Beautiful marigold. My sun-scorched hydrangea. We had 3 days around 90, so. These are due to cut back soon as well. Okay, the poppy that volunteered from last year is looking gorgeous. And anytime they open, there's gonna be a thunderstorm. So there's gonna be a thunderstorm tomorrow and all these petals are gonna be on the ground. So I'm glad I'm getting a little bit of a footage. I'm gonna open this up when it dries and just sprinkle the seeds probably in my front bed and see what happens if they can overwinter out there and come back next year with the cold stratification. Also, last year when it bloomed, it was not multi-branching. This year it is. And then down in here, we got some more side shoots. Stress. Volunteer sunflower looking gorgeous. That's a dwarf variety. And my poor echinacea, they just can't. It's like something keeps plucking off the petals, so they're not doing what they want to do. And my Jerusalem peas probably won't do anything, but it was a nice thought. I did buy this new weeder, so I need to get out here, but yesterday I was out of commission. Self-care day, no garden for me, for the most part. This needs to get cut back. All right. I'm gonna go to the lower level now. Here, my mess. I was supposed to do something. I can't remember what that was. But anywho, this is the blueberry with some unproductive strawberries in the base there. And there's a bean, and it looked like it's starting to flower. Blueberry, more bean, more strawberries. Lemon balm is loving its life. This tomato is loving its life. This one is the Mamie Brown variety. My carrots, I pulled a few of them when I was cooking the other day. They look good, they taste good, but they're definitely a smaller variety. And I probably, when this video is done, I am going to be watering because this definitely needs it. I'm not sure if that's a good bug or a bad bug, but I know that beetle is a bad bug. Yeah. And this is my honey nut squash. I see 2 over there. Hopefully they were pollinated. And here's my cucumber beetle. And another. Every morning I come out here and I pluck them out. Their favorite place to be is in the blossom, and you usually find them sleeping in the blossom and mating inside the blossom of the plant. This definitely needs some water. So do all of these pots. This is a spaghetti squash. Oh, another cucumber beetle on a spaghetti squash. Female. This plant has been flowering for a while, but it's been only pushing male flowers. But it's finally pushing some female flowers. Same here with this one. This is that white Casparita pumpkin. Oh my God, I have a pumpkin. I was just down here and I did not see that. Oh my God, that is so cute. Literally, I was just down in this plant cutting back stuff and I was admiring how those two were coming on. Like the blossoms were open and I might get a pumpkin. I did not see that. Wow. Yay. Oop, another squash bug. Hold on. This is one of the reasons why it's important to keep eyes on your garden, like just about every day, because if you just miss something, you know, things happen. Like if I was out here earlier and I didn't see any squash bugs, and I came back because I'm doing this video and I just found two. Wow. Okay. So this definitely needs some watering. I'm so excited about my pumpkin. Okay, so there's spaghetti squash there and honey nut. Over here we have red curry and the cushaw. Here is the shape of the cushaw. Up, focus. Yep, there it is. Right there. And this is the shape of the red curry. And I just came out here this morning and cut off leaves that were like dead looking and kind of diseased really, and squished any bugs I could find. Just try and get, here's a red curry. Hopefully it got pollinated. I'm pretty sure it did because the amount of bumblebees that were out here this morning when I was out here. And my kale. I finally made use of my kale. I made a smoothie yesterday. Blueberries, kale, ginger, and banana. It was quite good. More kale. Eggplant. Is it still there? Oh boy. Okay, so here's the Red Russian, the lacinato, and there's some beans in here somewhere. And there was a fruit on this plant. I'm not sure if it's still, nope, it dropped the flower. And over here, another flower is on. I was so excited about my first eggplant, but nope, it let it go. And it's been very hot, so all these blossoms are drying up. I did come through and put down, let me go around to the other side. I did come through and put down some fresh compost and fertilizer, and I sowed some corn seeds. And I have been harvesting this broccoli here. I can't remember the variety, but it's not like a huge heading broccoli, but it's not the rapini either, which is bitter to me, so I don't even bother to grow it. But this here tastes good. This is good. And I also put down some cilantro seeds on the behind this broccoli here, because I know this stuff won't be able to stay very long. And I put some Bait Alpha cucumber in here because it doesn't need the bees to pollinate, and this bed is staying covered all summer. I transplanted the callaloo from between the cabbages and put them over here so to get more breathing room, because the cabbages were definitely smothering them. And I did this on a day when it rained for 2 days, so there was no transplant shock. They didn't skip a beat. I knew it was gonna rain, so I was just like, let me do this now. So this broccoli is pretty good. It makes those cute little heads. Well, bigger than that though. I have to wait for it to get bigger, but it just cute little florets. Over here, this one has multiple coming on. Yeah. The shallots are looking good. Supposedly they show the same signs of being ready as onion, so I'll wait for that. And the cabbage, they're heading up nicely. They're very small, but they're coming along. And third pollinators too. Oh, here's the spotted one. All summer I've only seen the striped one, but here's the spotted cucumber beetle. Can you see it? It's right there. I failed. I lost him. I'll have to come back and get him another time. See, this one is down in here. They love the blossoms. Oh, I forgot about this. Look at these tomatoes, y'all. This is the Madame Marmande red slicer. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. And this is the Scotch bonnet. Why is there a beetle on the Scotch bonnet? You like peppers too? Wait a minute. Oh, sheesh. Pause. I'll catch up with that beetle later. Look, on my tomatoes. Like, really, the audacity, the nerve. Well, anywho, all right, so Scotch bonnet look like they're gonna be doing some good things. We finally have some peppers. And I grew this from seed. This is a stock. And I'm not sure what color it is because not all of them made it. And this is the jigsaw pepper. They're supposed to be normal sized peppers except for their like yellow, purplish, reddish, peachish, all bunch of color combination on the fruit. It's very pretty. The plant itself is very pretty. Love it. And oh, these are my aroma tomatoes. So these are the paste tomato type. I have not been paying attention and trying to keep them inside their cage. And it might be a little too late at this point. But we got a little bit of fruit and more fruit coming on. I was looking for a sucker earlier to put in water so that I could put some in my green stalk because I have some empty space, but I can't find any good suckers on here. I lied. I think I just found one. All right. I'm going to grab that in a minute. This is the Paul Robeson, which this is the best. This is the year it's looked the best. Like every year it looked like it's about to fall apart. It's a very sickly tomato, but it's a very good tomato. This is the Thornburns Terracotta. This is the White Tomasel. This one has been dropping and drying up its blossoms. This is King of the North or Etuda, I can't remember. This is supposed to be a bell pepper, but obviously it is not. It's some kind of, and I don't know what it is, so I can't. This pepper I moved from here because I thought it was being overshadowed. So we shall see how it does. I moved that just before it rained. This plant over here that is being smothered by the tomatoes is a poblano, and it's doing good despite the close proximity to other plants. And the beans are also doing good. And the basil is loving its life back there in the shade. And I got more bell peppers coming on here. Yeah, this is so pretty. So this is shishito. I do have to water the more bells and the Sugar Rush peach. I didn't realize they kind of stuck up in the air like that. Ooh, look at this big girl down here. Yep, so this is the garden right now. This is the Brad's Atomic Grape. Still have a lot of aphids on the old growth, but the new growth is clean. Well, they might not be alive, but the residue and whatnot and the damage is still there. So Brad's Atomic Grape. times 2. And this is the atomic grape. This is the green tiger. It's a elongated tomato. And this is the chocolate cherry. These two right here. These are the Sweetie 100 and the Sun Gold. Now, I thought it was gonna rain yesterday, and so I plucked off the 5 ripe tomatoes that were on the Sun Gold. The Sun Gold, and this one is blushing. The Sun Gold is always the first one to give me a tomato every year. And apparently it's loving its life right here. I try to come through and take off as many sick leaves as I can. So, I love it. Just beautiful. The peach, I don't know that I'll get any this year because there's some stuff going on with the trees, and I don't know, there's bugs. We shall see. I sprayed once, but I didn't do a great job. And the grapevine from over there keeps trying to take over this area, including the peach tree. So all that dead that you see in the peach tree is from the grapevine that I cut off and just left it because I was too short to reach it. Here's the PG standard that I ordered so many years ago for like $30, and it was a twig when I got it. So this is what I'm saying. You might as well just go ahead and buy something on clearance or pay full price, because I've been waiting years, 3 years for this thing to get its life together. Well, at least it's a good size bigger than it was last year. My hydrangea that doesn't bloom for me. Pear tree. Plum tree. Rose bush. My comfrey is looking fantastic. I did sprinkle some deer and rabbit repellent because I did see a deer over here last week or the week before, eating that and a few other items. The cherry tree, I did come through and cut the tips off because the beetles attacked the fresh growth. Look, this is the foolishness. Look, they're the ones putting the holes in the leaf. 3 of them just sitting there. Hold on a sec. Oh, all right, anywho. So yeah, they just keep damaging the leaves, and I thought by me cutting it back and cutting the fresh growth back, they would leave it alone, but they did not. I have to clean this up. There's a rose bush here, an azalea, and a whole bunch of encroaching plants from the wetlands back here. My hardy hibiscus made a rebound despite my husband trying to